everyone. Welcome back to the Safety Podcast.
That was really pervy.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, that's a bit. I'm seeing how your future's going to look, and you're going to be one of those guys in a librry with glasses.
Right, you don't talk shit about librarians.
Face, yeah, that's not cool.
Excuse me. We're going to have to cut that. Beat that out. Jesus Christ. Anyway, welcome everyone to an extra special liquid special.
What, extra special liquid special?
Extra special liquid special.
Extraterrestrial special liquid special. That's a tongue twister, and I didn't mess it up.
That would be the title.
I made that
You've
up.
Got that. I thought we were going to call it Type Minimal Liquid, but I think we should call it Extraterrestrial Liquid Special.
Yeah. I mean, when you said about calling it the Type Minimal Liquid, I was going to call, because the idea that we're going to do is we're going to have a liquid off. So the idea
liquid off.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That's quite a
well, these sounds like they're like some weird
sex swappage. Yeah. Some weird you're like a subscriber to some orgy club. Yeah. And you just go there and be like,
I'd like to have the extra special liquid terrestrial. Anyway,
it's role play, and they dress up as ET.
Anyway, before we talk all the way through this song, I wanted to take everyone on a journey from the start of arguably the very first liquid drum and bass, all the way up until 2020. I've kind of skipped a few years, so I've gone more
I meant the first liquid drum bass podcast. I was like,
this is the first ever liquid drum and bass podcast.
Everyone else was they were just stretching their legs for us, but this is the real deal. What we're going to do is, can I explain with this sort of before I forget, that we're going to do like a sort of a liquid off. So Sam's going to do the first liquid special, because we both like liquid, and he's going to do 5, and then another day I'll do 5, and then we'll sort of have like a vote to see who's the strongest liquidism. But you calling this one Type Minimal Liquid.
This one isn't Type Minimal Liquid. All right. We'll get to that.
Well, can I tell you what I was going to call my show?
We'll have to wait till your show, mate, because it's about to get fucking lit.
Oh, it's good though.
This is intense.
Go on then.
Only you. as Intense Only You. That was featured on Liquid Funk by Fabio, compilation that came out in 2000.
Is that the one you were telling me about?
Yes,
Yeah,
which
nice.
I only found out recently. So basically, me and Tom have had this thing where we've loved Liquid for so long, but we never knew where it came from. Like, why is it called Liquid? And we assume that, well, that
It's like
it's floaty, ethereal. But it actually came from that compilation by the DJ Fabio, Liquid Funk, in 2000. And that was the first use of the term liquid with drum and bass.
This podcast has immediately stepped up from the other four.
Yeah,
this is the fifth one, and Sam's already got facts. Sam actually went on Wikipedia and looked at something.
Dude, I didn't get this off Wikipedia. This was real research, documentary research.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of documentaries, there's a really cool documentary I've watched. It's hosted by Idris Elba. It's like the top 50 things that made rave. And gotta link that in. Great documentary.
Yeah.
Top 10 is like Prodigy, Chemical Brothers, MDMA, gay community. It's just good. It just teaches you so much about dancing. It's great. So
That's wicked.
I
Yeah,
love the
link
documentary.
that.
You feel real smart as well. Wikipedia is easy. Documentary, you're like,
That's next level. That's
That is,
taking a couple of hours out of your life.
I feel like I'm a 45 years old, sort of like,
A 45?
Yeah. I feel like I am 45. Like, just when you're younger, you're not going to go, I'm going to watch a good documentary. Sorry to anyone out there who does watch documentaries, not making you sound like a nerd, but to be fair, I like a good documentary. So, Louis Theroux, G.
What absolute G. Oh, you know the song Hocus Pocus by Chasing Status?
Definitely, yeah.
That intro of "We're not going to stand here and speak."
Is that from Louis Theroux?
That's from Louis Theroux.
Sam's got the knowledge today. Sam's like, you've just,
it
last
was
time I saw you.
me and Julie were watching Louis Theroux on Netflix, and it cut to a guy. I can't remember the actual documentary, but he says that line, and I was like, oh,
Some Shazam,
some abracadabra magic.
Nice, yes. Oh, I love that tune.
Wicked.
Yeah, Chasing Status is dirty stuff. You just get a screw face and you can't help it. And you don't want to help it. You just want to keep it going. Nice little fact there. I've got nothing. I've got no facts.
Because this is my special. This is my super extra
of course.
liquid special.
That's made me relax a little bit more. For
But
a
it just
second.
means that
I was thinking,
when we do
prick.
a next podcast, it's just gonna be a normal one. We're gonna be back to basics.
Yeah.
I like this song because it's good.
Your description on the first one was it? So basically, I like sounds and I like music. Like, that is the most year one breakdown I've ever. You drew it in crayon. Was like, I like sounds and music, and then the next week you like astronauts and cowboys
Because they make me feel nice.
Yeah, exactly. Just not. We need to step it up. Well, no, I do. I'm really letting the team down, but you've made me feel better by saying this isn't your show. So continue about the show. What we're doing. Why is it called Liquids? And is anyone thinking of the bad guy from Terminator? Because he's like the liquid dude. Maybe it came from that. Maybe.
When did that come out? Actually, I don't have the date for that film.
90,
Well, that song, even though it's featured on,
a lot of people are going to be pissed off that you don't want to talk about Judgment Day.
I'm not about to. We're doing date.
We're gonna change this from a Liquid special to a Terminator 2 Judgment Day special because everyone this will get so many views because that's one of the best
and
action
then
films.
the intro will be Judgment Day by Danny Bird.
I like that.
Yeah.
Me and my brother watched it in German.
Judgment
and
Day.
it didn't even.
You watched it in German?
Yeah, it was in.
No, it doesn't matter. Because
it doesn't.
It's an action
yeah, exactly.
film.
We were just sitting there, like but it was in German, but we was in Spain, and I was like, what? Why?
Was it on holiday?
Yeah, it was on holiday,
the,
but I was just like, I don't know
channels on TV.
why they decided to go, let's pop a German one on in Spain, when it's like, you're in Spain, pop a Spanish one on.
Because of the people going on holiday to Spain in that area maybe had a German community.
Yeah, but there was an English community.
There would have been English channels.
Yeah, but Judgment Day wasn't on there. Still sixth film, though. Still sixth film, every single time. And there's a bit in it when you can see Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's driving away from the lorry with John Connor on him, and it's clearly a stuntman. His hair is so much taller and he's thinner, and you're like, you could have done a better job, but still Judgment Day, still Terminator. Go on, mate. Sorry.
Anyway, I was going to say it could have come out after that because that song came out in 96 but was only featured by Fabio in 2000. So if Judgment Day came out...
Oh, Judgment Day before that. It's like 91, 92.
Then there you go. Maybe we've gone further than Fabio and we now know...
I've got a theory. Can you bear with me?
Well, I do all the time.
You don't ever not bear with. It's always just, I'm bearing with him. But yeah, this one here, okay, so, and everyone out there bear with me. I don't know what my theory is, but I'm just going to throw stuff around there and hopefully it makes sense. I'm thinking, because this is going to be to do with time travel, and time travel's crazy, So let's just give me a second. I think that Sarah Connor was born, and she did her shit, and then made John Connor, and then he was like the guy who got to save the world, and then he sent he was Terminator and all that got to protect him, and he sent this Liquid guy back, but maybe. When he came forward in time, Liquid brought in Liquid drum and bass with him by accident. He said, like, when he's going through time, it's like, you can't take anything because it could alter the timeline. And he was like,
so we're living in an altered timeline because of Liquid drum and bass.
Yeah, he came here to kill John Connor and he didn't, but he left his tape and it just said drum and bass. But
he left his...
he took it with him. He's
left his mixtape.
He's time travelling. He needs some comfort, and if he needs a bit, I need to feel better here, guys. He sneaked his little tape of like Fabio, Groove Rider. Is it Fabio or Groove Rider?
Fabio. Well, no, that's actually Intense.
What? It's an Intense song, or the song's called Intense?
No, the song's called Only You by Intense.
But right. So what's
Fabio just mixed it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, maybe I'm just thinking that there's got to be a link between Terminator and Fabio. That's all I'm saying, and it's something to do with time travel, and that's how Liquid. They got the name because his name's Liquid. But then I don't know if it is called Liquid because me and my brother called him that, and I think he's got another name. So maybe
Liquid Man
or bollocks. Liquid Boy.
Liquid
really shit superhero name. Like Liquid Boy's
that sounds like a wicked drum and bass DJ name.
Liquid Boy.
Liquid Boy.
Do it. Start it.
That's mine.
He's done it. He's going to have 2 names.
Yeah,
now.
I'm not doing my name.
Whole other project.
Whole new project.
Yeah. Go on, sorry. You've got all the facts. I'm talking shit about Terminator.
Well, yeah, I've got all the facts. I've just got dates written down. That's it. I mean, we could bring in the next tune. Why not? Why not bring in the next one?
Just keep the Liquid going.
Keep the Liquid going.
I want to try and suss out this.
This one's got a little story to it though, and so I'm excited to play this one.
Does it talk anything about Kyle Reese, John Connor?
Julia's just looked over and gone, "Oh my god!"
You guys have got a story about it. Is it going to be really?
It's going to make me sound. I'm not going to even say it because
we'll find out.
Put it on, whatever. That was Bittersweet, Our Remains, from the Mating Game 2006. I think it's Mating Game. I'm like completely right. I can't even read my writing.
Didn't we just have a conversation about that's a new term of how to say you got laid? No, that was meeting. I had a meeting.
Meeting.
Yeah, I went out. I went to the pub last night. I had a right fucking good meeting, and that's really grim. But when you said about the mating thing, I was like,
it's weird how it's come full circle.
Yeah, exactly. And
that always happens with us. I swear on the podcast as well. This happens.
It's just a cycle. It's like our conversation is like the recycling logo. Just arrow next, just keeps going around with this stuck in an eternal loop of really immature puns and shit. But go on, talk about your trackie.
Well, I was gonna say before, I heard that I'm Not Ashamed on The Devil Wears Prada.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Boom.
Sick film. Honestly, a sick film. So good.
Emily Blunt as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly. And Meryl Streep as well. She's a little bit older, but she's Meryl Streep.
Mature category.
Yeah, but she's, I mean, okay, you go out one night with the boys. How's it going, guys? Yeah, went out last night at a meeting with Meryl Streep. And, if you shag like a normal, however old, like 70, whatever, you go, oh, but you're Meryl Streep. You go, seriously? You did? I always talk about, not I always talk about it, but
I'm always on about it.
No, I was going to talk about the Queen, but I don't want to get my head chopped off.
Talking about the Queen.
Just like, that's another cool conversation to be like, I would, because it's like, you know what I mean? Who can say they got down with the Queen?
Julia is dying in the corner.
She's thinking, you cannot say this stuff. But
we say it anyway.
People want to hear stuff that people shouldn't say. And I'm going to say it. I will get down.
I might just set it up so we can just hear Julia go in the corner.
Laughing about how we're probably going to have death threats. And
we haven't got a big enough audience yet, but one day, that's what
if the Queen starts listening and I go missing, you know why, okay? Because she's like, I want to go with you, Tom. I'm not being held captive. I'm being held like... captive in like a gimpy way, like it's not even so crack on. Sorry, mate. Go on with
anyway. That would you say? Would you class that song as drum and bass?
Yeah, it's like
it's the drum and bass break.
Old school, yeah. It's like old school. When you said about Liquid, I was expecting kind of like, I know you like your GLXY and your Alix Perez and stuff like that.
Come on, ruin the rest of the podcast.
You ruined it by saying you ruined it. I didn't know. But you do. I'm expecting so far to be kind of like that's quite jazzy.
Tune in, everyone, because you're going to get some Alix Perez and GLXY.
If they're not tuned in, they wouldn't hear you say tune in. So stay tuned in.
Remain tuned in, please, guys.
Exactly, yeah. It's, but no, like the York so far, this is kind of like...
we're going through
this is like a very Lensman style.
Yeah.
Do you know Lensman?
I do. Yeah.
So Dan, I can't say his name. Dan Schizo. It's something C's and skis or O's, but he does these the dope tape mixes and they're so good, and we should pop one in there.
Put a link in.
Yeah, but you got a Lensman.
Yeah, like Julia.
Pop a link in.
Stick a link in.
We've got Julia's our assistant. What was our other one?
Oh, sorry, that was
Edith. She got fired.
Edith got fired and replaced.
She tried it on with me, and I was like, "That's sexual harassment. It doesn't work that way." So we've got Julia in, who coincidentally is Sam's girlfriend, which you can't do sexual harassment with because they are in a relationship. So whatever.
Yeah, she's our social media executive because both Tom and I are social media literate.
We are. Instagram. I even commented on a girl's picture that, like, the other day just to say social media is so pathetic because it was that picture of her, like, she got ready, she got her tits out, and she's looking great.
Oh my god, you commented that on there?
Yeah. But I'm gonna like, can I just tell you what happened? So she just like basically like giving a life story about her day, and I'm just like, people are getting up and taking pictures of themselves, pouting, Botox in their lips, and they just look like a weird monster freak. And they post it and gets loads of likes. And I put that, and she said, I think it's weird that you're posting on a stranger's picture. And I was like, also, all 18,000 people that liked it are fucking weird. You've just said the people that like you are weird because they're commenting on your pictures. So you've just shafted your own fans. Don't follow her. Get a life. Stop taking pictures of yourself. Just 21st century.
Drop
innit?
the mic.
We were talking the other day about like growing up, like some of the best times of my life. Me and my brother found something that I've never seen again. I don't even know if it was like known. It was some weird yellow lizard that I could see its spine, like you could see through it, and it was under a log in Rainham. And I was like, "What is this?" And I remember being on my bike all the time.
Yeah, in England. I've seen a lizard in England as well, but it was.
I lived abroad, by the way. Otherwise, Sam just like
Yeah, no,
whenever I have a conversation with Sam, he just assumes that I could be anywhere in the world when it happened.
No, back where I used to live in Kent, it was a really hot summer's day.
We lived in the opposite, like Essex.
I could see I see the opposite end of the estuary from the beach where.
Could you see my house?
Probably.
You didn't know where I lived, but you might have done.
No, I could see. Oh, there's Tom's house.
Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
big Tom's house sign
Little
here.
fat boy. Over
Yeah, I could see you.
It's probably Tom. Yeah.
But anyway, in the skate park in the bowl there was a squashed lizard.
Oh,
But it's like, how did that get there in England? Obviously, we haven't got a big enough audience to say. Let's ask the audience. But if anyone knows, are there lizards native to England?
if there's not, and we are the only two people in England who've seen a lizard, that's kind of weird because we're like, all the things we have in common. We didn't know that it's a weird little lizard that was squashed. But yeah, I just remember growing up, like my so in the 6 weeks holidays, every day would be me and my brother get up, nod at mum, morning mum, go get Ready Breck or whatever, and then we go out, see you later mum, go out.
Ready Breck's not around. I haven't seen Ready Breck in years.
Good point. I didn't think about that actually. I haven't seen it in ages, but I might inquire about that and be like, give me some Ready Breck. I'll get it and goes to just normal snotty oats, but it's still the novelty of having some 90s Ready Breck.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the logo was proper bad. It just the colour. It looked a bit like Daz.
Sam was a kid and he was just like,
Don't you think it looked like Daz washing detergent?
The logo looks shit. I don't want to have that breakfast. I want Cocoa Pops, man. But yeah, so so I just get up, have some Ready Breck with my brother, go on our bikes all day long, explore. I should be dead so many times. I don't want to tell my mum that, but playing with fire.
Yeah,
we broke into a quarry and fucked around with diggers. And this sounds crazy. I don't know if this happened. Ask my brother, but there was I'm going to even find last time with the girl. My girlfriend in New Zealand who slept with my teacher. Yeah. That was in the paper. I'm pretty sure there's a paper thing about this saying that a black panther got loose from a zoo and it was around that kind of area. And we swear when we broke into these diggers, we see something running and we were like, what is that? I'm going to ask him. But you know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Sam, if you're listening, comment below.
Did it happen? I'm pretty sure it did.
Yes or no?
I did stuff I was always with him, so I was like, yeah, whatever Sam says goes because he's my older brother. Yeah. But I think that happened. But yeah, so basically my upbringing was just that, and we used to go when the street lights came on. Go now, boys. See you tomorrow, definitely.
You'd always be back in time for dinner.
Yeah, definitely. And if the lights were going down, that was your time. You just knew, and then you go home, watch Ren and Stimpy. I remember firing up Windows 98 and hearing dial-up and being like, what is that noise? And we're like, this is the internet. And you always get off the phone. And it's, what a time. And now it's like, I forgot the point. What was he talking about? Why have I brought that up?
I don't even know. I think the point was I was saying, is this drum and bass? And for some reason we got onto that. But it'll
come back to me, anyway, and then when it does.
Back to this, they're described as Baroque trip hop. So Baroque, as in the style of classical music. Baroque.
Ah, right, cool.
Baroque trip hop.
I thought you were talking about Barocca. Those things that make
on
your
a
piss
really
glow.
good day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is every single day because
I'm always having Barocca.
No, last time I had Barocca, I was like
hangover cure. That's what it is.
Have I got some sort of like radiation infection in my piss? And just you mean you used to piss on Barocca?
Well, I had a thing when I went to work in Panama. We were told, we were warned. We'll put the picture.
Afterwards, I explain that. It is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Anyway, because we were scared of catching the Zika virus, we didn't want to get bitten by mosquitoes. So my supervisor said, "Oh, I've been taking this vitamin. I think it's vitamin B6 or something, because apparently it repels mosquitoes." So I was taking it, and it turns your piss like luminous yellow green. Oh. And I went into work because you had to take it like about 2 weeks up until we left. And I went into work and I said to my supervisor, I was like, Nat, is your piss going green? And she was like, I'm glad you said that.
I know Nat as well. So I can see what building was it in? GPS.
I can't remember.
I'm picturing GPS. And I'm just picturing you guys just like, it's normal. I have been to the doctors and he said it's normal, but I don't believe him. Because it's, With when you said about the mosquito thing, I just pictured, imagine if, like, now, you live a normal life, you live and die, and in like 1,000 years' time, they find one of those mosquitoes that bit you, and then they make Jurassic Sam. And in 1,000 years' time, there's a dinosaur park.
Well, not 1,000, it'll be a couple million.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, even that, yeah.
Dude,
and you're just walking into a park, and then you'll get loose, and there's loads of Sams going.
Imagine, like, we die out, and the next thing that comes out
is loads of
fossils of us, and it's like, whoa, fucking dinosaurs, but of us.
Yeah, what
Crazy.
a weird shape they are.
They'll be so small. It's like, dinosaurs are huge to us. We will be the equivalent size, so they'll be tiny little.
Just like basically, so we've got dinosaurs, humans, and garden gnomes.
But they won't call it Jurassic. What would this time period be? This like era in history.
There's so much history going on right now. This year alone, we've had potential World War III. Australia was on fire. COVID. I am literally waiting. The next thing's coming is definitely an alien invasion, and we're going to fucking die, or a supernova, because you can't get crazier than what's going on. It's August, and that much has happened already. It's ridiculous. Is it August?
Yeah.
Yes, cool. Right,
It's almost September.
Yeah, mate. There you go. Well, this year's mental. I'm waiting for something big.
This is coming out in like a month's time.
And this has got nothing to do with liquid drum and bass.
No. So we're going to move on to the next one. So we're going to...
Talk about everyone a bit more, because I like
Which
that.
one?
Sorry. The one we just played. You play. I don't know.
Yeah.
Literally, we are going to get so fucking sued. We're just like, we're using the music and we don't give a fuck about it. We're just going to do it. We need to talk about it.
Barocca Trip Hop. So that's the only song that I've heard.
You've literally just got to the introduction side. We haven't even got to the end of saying
this. This is your fault.
Yeah. I'm going to sit here and just do nothing.
Shut up.
Sam Show.
This is my show. This is my show.
The Sam T podcast.
This one is mine, and you're interrupting.
It's got a lot to talk about.
Anyway, Barocca Trip Hop. That's their only song that has has a drum and bass breakbeat beat to it. The rest of it is trip hop, and I love trip hop, and we're going to do a trip hop podcast one day. Now Tom's just not speaking. I've hurt his feelings.
This is a really difficult task for me. At work once, my colleague was like, can you give me 10 minutes of not talking? And I did. And then I gave him another 2 minutes because he was on the phone for a lot of that. So I was like, give him, And that was honestly the hardest 20 seconds, 2 minutes of my life. I was just sitting there like so many things popping in my head.
Anyway, talk about what do you like about that song? Why do you think
that it reminds me of Barocca? I do, because I haven't thought of Barocca in a while. I like the tube, and you just be like...
the reason I picked that one was because after coming from that intense one from 96, this is 10 years later, 2006 that came out, and it has similarities.
I like definitely. I was going to say that's very like it's a lot. If it's 10 years, that whole decade, in that decade, a lot of stuff changes within that that genre. But like what I was saying about earlier about with the liquid stuff, my liquid. I'm not going to tell you what tracks as such, but I'm very Fred V and graphics.
I wouldn't really call that liquid. I would just call that drum and bass.
Yeah, all right. Logistics. Big fan of Logistics. Together is one of my favourite drum and bass tracks ever. And this stuff here is very more like jazzy.
It comes out of acid jazz, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like I didn't expect that. I was expecting more wobs and
we're getting there.
Girly singing. We're getting there. Are you building it?
I'm building it.
I like that.
We're going through the decades.
Yeah, I like that. Cool. Yeah. Okay, but I like that though. That's kind of like it's not something that you drop and be like, this is a huge one. But you'd kind of go, this is a roller, and then you play another roller or two after that, and then you bring in New Day, DRS and LSB. Boom. Do you know what I mean? You bring in that. Yeah, and it's kind of like it's a roller. Do you know what a roller is?
Yeah.
In a DJing term, roller is basically like something that kind of fills the gap. It's not that you go mental.
People wouldn't lose their mind to it.
But it just keeps the set rolling. It builds the anticipation. Then you hear that track and you're like, this is what we've been waiting for.
You can't have banger after banger because people get tired.
Exactly, yeah. And I like that. Nice little roller, nice bit of double bass in there. I was talking to my daughter today about double basses actually because she wants a violin for her birthday. And I said to her, like, is this just a phase? Because when I was a kid, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be a tennis player. And he looked at me and was like, you're not going to be a tennis player. You're massive.
I'm surprised that your daughter's asked to play an instrument and you've gone,
No. I'm just sort of wary of like, I'm not being horrible, but like, violin, it either sounds awful or brilliant.
Good, yeah, there's no in between.
When you're a 9-year-old going like,
it reminds me.
It's going to be.
It reminds me of people in primary school orchestras.
Yeah, and the teacher's like, sounds good, and she's thinking, this is fucking awful.
And it'll be like,
this is a
like the teacher, the head teacher shot one day, like, hello school. I'll be like, good morning, everyone. Reference to another podcast there.
Why? What?
Whatever. But then they go, we've got a very special concert today by our very own.
Special meaning it's going to be specially shit because it's a bunch of kids playing.
That's what's going on in the head teacher's head, Mr. Smith's head. We've got a very special orchestra. God's sake, why am I doing this?
The teachers had a meeting before and said, do not laugh.
Yeah,
practice not laughing because this is going to be
shared out some earplugs. Right, you take those.
Yeah.
I haven't got mine. Yeah. Oh God, John, you're not going to survive. But then, very special performance from our very own little orchestra. And then the music teacher gets on stage and tries to conduct, but obviously 10-year-olds don't know what they're doing.
What's she waving at us for? Oh no, she's fucking hell. She's a composer. Yeah, I remember Did I mention it before when I had the little tour?
Yeah, you were in that. Orchestra.
I was. No, but we were good. We weren't like.
I mean, I imagine you were good, but you're gonna have someone in there.
I'll be honest. No, it wasn't. They were actually. Everyone was really good at their. This was more like senior school, but I'm talking like primary school stuff. But yeah, it's like when you first start. But what I was saying originally about Ivy, I'm happy to give her a violin. I'd love to have her play. You know, my track meditation with the violin. One of my dreams is to be like get her to the level and then record it and be like, that's our track. Give her royalties, and then obviously that track's so good, it's going to earn probably roughly in the trillions. So she's sorted for life.
You know, I've been watching a lot of Disclosure's streams recently, and it makes me so jealous that they're brothers making music.
Are they brothers?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
They're two brothers making music, and I just think like, I wish my brother would just get good at some instrument.
This has been recorded. You can send me so when you're older, you can go, Sam, what problems you got with me?
I'll be like,
you play an instrument. I don't even love you. Fuck you.
I mean, so Oscar is learning the guitar, and Ollie, the younger brother, is learning ukulele. I cannot stand ukulele. It reminds me of that bloody lipstick stains on the corner of my left side. That shit song.
Never
from
heard of that.
2009 or whatever. I cannot stand ukulele. It's
Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's played on ukulele. It's a great version.
I enjoy traditional. I think it comes from Hawaii, doesn't it? The ukulele.
Yeah.
Traditional Hawaiian ukulele, good.
The guy, I can't remember his name, but he's massive, and he's in 50 First Dates, I think, and he plays like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, one of the best, beautiful.
Sorry, I can't.
No, mate. Well,
can't do it.
But
anyway,
Hawaii call you up and be like, What's the problem with our traditional? Everyone loves Hawaii.
No. I love Hawaiian traditional.
Do you like Hawaiian pizza?
No.
They're going to be fucking well pissed off
Gross.
again. That's two. Strike two.
Do you like Hawaiian pizza?
Not really.
Well, then shut up then.
I don't mind it, but it's sort of a bit like, this isn't, why don't we get a barbecue chicken and put some fucking bananas on it? No, like, I'm good with what there is. Don't need to include fruit, but...
Julia loves pineapple on pizza.
And she's sitting right close to me.
Oh my God, she's behind you.
She might fucking do something.
Don't look behind you.
I don't want it. She does like Hawaiian pizza. What a freak. Anyone listening as well, if you listen to Hawaiian pizza, tune off.
If you listen to Hawaiian pizza.
Some weird... Go on.
Thanks for tuning in to Hawaiian Pizza.
We should not hashtag Hawaii or Hawaiians in this because people are going to be like, again, another death threat. I think it's worth saying.
How many are you getting on a day-to-day?
Not yet, but I'm sure I will.
Sure, yeah. I reckon.
I mean, the beginning of this show, I'm probably gonna. If this podcast and my music career lifts off, I'm gonna get at least 10 death threats in my life. And I'm not joking, but that's fine. It's a threat. It's not an act. They haven't acted on it.
Death act. That's different.
Yeah. Try it.
Well, anyway, I think it's time.
I'll put mines in my garden.
I think it's time to bring in the next track.
Please do, because
this is going another decade, and a little bit further. We go a decade and 13 years.
This is a very time travel based kind of. We've got like Judgment Day. We've got time to go through the decades. I'm starting to think you're a bit of a time lord, Sam.
Oh, definitely.
Safe, man. Good for you.
Yeah. Anyway, this is. I think it's Gerra.
Are we gonna talk shit after this track? Because if you know the future,
I don't have to be a time traveller to know that we are going to talk shit after this next song and probably not cover any sort of basis.
Do you know what's going to really suck? If this goes anywhere, me and you are in this together. I'm going to be the reason we get sued.
Yeah.
and you're going to have 50% of that blame. Your future's so fucked up because of me.
Anyway, Gerra and Stone, Sprung. Gerra and Stone, Sprung, our 15 years of Shogun, 2019.
That is more Sam's Liquid.
That's my kind
we were
of
talking
thing.
a minute ago, like through the thing that you didn't hear, but basically, like Sam's Liquid was kind of. I expected more like that. Very.
Oh, yeah. Here you go. First one on the podcast.
Awesome.
Hey!
There's gonna be thousands
Round
of them
of
as
applause,
well.
everyone. Hold on.
No. Oh, fuck me. Oh. I'm done. I'm never doing this again. I'm never going to hang out with you as a friend. I'm never going to mention your name. And my brother's called Sam as well, so that's going to be really awkward for the family fucking dinners, isn't it? Oh, there's me, Mum, Darren, and James. No, that's my stepbrother. That's even more confusing. You put audio studio.
No. I didn't do that. That was already there.
Doesn't matter. You used it.
Myself.
You used it.
Well, you were saying it's only a matter of time before Sam has a voice crack on the podcast, and that was the first one, so it was a big moment.
He does. I actually have him on the train today.
Oh, well, who were you speaking to?
I don't know. I think it was my
Just
mum.
by yourself on the train.
Yeah, just like one of those like drunk homeless people talking bollocks. Again, homeless. We should do a tally of how many times I bring up homeless, and I guarantee you, by the end of it, it will be like the Shawshank Redemption of like the tally in the wall.
Yeah.
Just how many, and the whole wall's covered. But yeah, so that there was a lot more the liquid I expected from you.
I was taking. Oh well, my aim of this was to take everyone from the start of it up until now. And now, obviously, I've only
That was
got...
15 years of Shogun.
That was 15 years of Shogun from released in 2019. So a compilation album of all Shogun audio.
So that goes out to 2034. That hasn't even happened yet. Again, time travel. Fucking hell.
Maybe it was me who brought that drum and bass tape
Maybe
back.
you're the fucking bad guy from Terminator.
Yeah.
Jesus. This is a really creepy show because I'm thinking... I'll just leave it because there's time. You'll never finish a podcast if you talk about time travel because you'll be going forever. You talk to the point where you actually travel back in time and start the podcast again and just keep going on a loop. That's where all the hours of YouTube come from. I looked at the other day about how many hours of YouTube uploaded a day.
Oh, yeah, how many are there in total now?
I can't remember because in my head I keep thinking it's 1 billion and I think it's around that. But then I looked. I think it's something like that, and it's like unfathomable. You can't even understand how that. There's 24 hours in a day, but the amount of hours is ridiculous. It well beyond a day. It's like years a day.
Well, it's like every person. Say if every single person on this planet has a 12-hour day, that's however many billions of people on this planet. That's 1 billion times 12 of their days.
Not everyone's using.
No, I'm just saying. Unfathomable amount.
Exactly. Yeah,
hours.
it's maths that I can't even be bothered to do. But then it's like
not maths you couldn't be bothered. Maths you couldn't do. Not couldn't be bothered.
It's a calculator. It works. Actually,
that would go past your limit of your calculator screen.
True. I did on my calculator. I did what is it? How long it would take to travel a light year?
And did it spell boobs?
No, I just do it anyway. Just type it in. You could do hello as well. But then basically it was so big it had an E in it.
Did you ever, the scientific calculator?
Sorry, you know if it's got an E in it, it's a bit. If it's gone by the calculator's like, there's too many numbers. I need to pop an E in it. It's fucking got a letter in it. You know it's big when it goes to.
Is this off a scientific calculator?
It's off my phone. It's the same thing. So it's fine, But like, just a big. That's mental. But maths is pretty impressive. The amount of times humans have been around and we've figured out that maths, And some people are out there and they can't even times 6 by 6.
Well,
and
maths is still only a theory at the end of the day.
Well, it isn't because it works
theory.
around. It's human. Everything's
theory.
a human theory and invention, but it works on this planet.
Yeah.
It works. We've sussed that out.
But what if maths is our limitation, and that's why we haven't gone to. We don't know about aliens. We don't know about other planets because we've set these rules that have a limit, and now we can't go past them because they're saying they're rules.
This is the sort of stuff you talk about after a rave, and you've just met someone, and you've met him for like 2 hours, and all of a sudden you're best friends.
Yeah.
And you're like time and aliens, and at the end of it you're like fuck, and then you never see him again. One of those.
Yeah.
Anyway, not the right environment.
Gerra and Stone Sprung.
We were talking about is it Gerran or it could be Gerran or
no, not Gerran. Gerra or Gerra. I think it's Gerra.
Gerra or Gerra.
Yeah, Gerra
Sprung.
and Stone Sprung.
I'm pretty like an alternate reality.
Okay,
and there's one
that
called
is
Gerra Spring.
Well,
Gerra and Gerra. No, Gerra Spring. Gerra Sprung. I'm just
chatting shit.
Your show.
Here we go. We're chatting shit again.
Certainly again.
Anyway, I was going to say the reason I've picked all these tracks is because that first one being if not one of the originals of Liquid Drum and Bass, that brought some feelings out in me when I heard that recently, because I wanted to do some research. Where did Liquid come from? And I found out that it was from this album. And I listened to that song and I was like, this hits me right in the feelings. And it reminds me of
right
being...
in the feelings, wow.
It reminds me of being a very young kid. And obviously I didn't grow up in a household where drum and bass was played. We've been through this. It was Dido and
Just
Madonna
like
and
skanking
Coldplay.
parents,
Yeah.
and sweaty brothers and sisters, just every dinner, just like...
Well, that wasn't the drum and bass back then, was it?
True.
Anyway,
yeah, it was more this.
I remember hearing that music, and I've just got this memory in my head of playing like an arcade racing game like at the arcades, and that was the soundtrack, like that kind of music. And so I've always, through my life, without knowing it was called drum and bass until later on,
You don't understand genres, do you? You just go, yeah, it was a beat. It was a song that sounded fast.
and I was just like, oh, that's so good. So even now, that's probably why I love Liquid drum and bass so much.
embedded in
because
you.
it's right in my core.
God, you're getting... Lots of your sounds quite sexual, man. Yeah, it's right in my core.
Hit me right in the core.
What was
I
the
had a
one you said a
meeting
minute ago?
today and it hit me in the
meeting
core.
day. Yeah, this is like a weird time-travelling, alien, sexual episode, and I'm not too sure if people are going to like that. When you talk about, like, the the upbringing of it all, like...
Time-travelling
aliens
sexual episode.
sexually active. Yeah, they've got an STA, sexually transmitted alien. Yeah, or STT, sexually transmitted time traveller. TT, Audi TT.
That's how time travellers travel.
They have to shag and get a disease, and then they go, "You're ready to time travel." No, I like that. I
like mid-act, and then suddenly they've disappeared and gone to a different point in time.
because they got chlamydia.
Not because... Oh, fine.
Or gonorrhea. They've got ear at the end. Actually, when I was on the bus with my kid
I
a while
caught
ago,
chlamydia the other day.
we've got to cut that out. Let's mention my kid. I was on the bus once.
Dude, you mentioned STIs.
No,
and then moved
just
on to
fuck
your
me.
daughter.
Context. Out of context, this is going to be the most fucked up thing. I was on the bus once with my daughter and in Southend, and we're walking in Southend that says it all. Basically, I heard this girl. There was like a sign for like chlamydia on the side of a bus and on the other bus, and she read it and she was like, "Oh my god, chlamydia's like such a nice name." And I was like, "You're a fucking
Fuck
bitch,
off.
man." Just like chlamydia, you can hear it as well. Like, oh, like Tanya, chlamydia. What? I'm so angry at the place I was brought up.
God,
I hate it. Just
The
people.
lack of intelligence there.
Beyond, I mean, if you said the lack of intelligence, you'd go, "What the fuck are you on about?" And just like, can you understand lack or intelligence? Those 3 words, lack of intelligence.
She understands of.
Probably not. She's pretty, I don't even know. Fucking idiots. But yeah, so got a lot of hate. But talking about upbringing, like you talking about, like that's your upbringing was very Dido, and I like that. Dido's sick. One of my favourite. I'm not really a Eminem fan. I'm more of like a Slim Shady fan.
The alter ego.
Yeah. Slim Shady. He's dark, but he's great. But like the whole Stan's one of the best tunes, and Dido.
That got Dido famous, that song.
Oh, fuck yeah. And she's great. But I love her. We're actually going to do a show in the future. Basically, we write notes and just think of different themes. And one of my themes is music that our parents inspired us by. So your upbringing was very Dido, Madonna,
Coldplay.
Yeah, good, strong. Mine was very Euphoria, hard house trance. I remember just like
Complete opposite, really.
Complete opposite. But then also saying that, one of my the Cranberries, Linger. Yeah. No, what's the other one?
Linger.
No, that was awful, by the way. You're a good singer, but that was painful in the headphones. Do you have to let it linger? Do you have to? Yeah. What's the other one? Dreams. Is it Dreams?
This is all really flat. Jesus.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Just sorry, Cranberries. I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say she's rolling in a grave, but that's not cool. But yeah. So on a lighter note. Yeah, so sorry. So like a song that, you know, I grew up on a lot of hard house and trance and stuff like that. But then one of the songs that reminds me of my mum was Cranberries' Dreams, and it just like, just look back, I think like I remember, this is a really vivid memory of mine. My mum used to work in this industrial estate, and she kind of like, she got really shafted by my prick of a dad. and I just remember her going, just like literally making ends meet just to look after her sons.
Yeah.
And I remember one of my favourite memories in the world was me driving on her lap in her van, and she was obviously on the pedals, and Cranberries' Dreams was playing. And so I think it was like one of my first memories. And I just remember being like, my mum's my mum, man. Fucking love my mum. She's a dick, but I love her. She's great. She's solid. And it's just like, all the hard house I brought up on, but then I just remember really good, you know, my mum used to listen to good music. She's very into Buddha Bar CDs, which I use little samples from my own tracks, and my stepdad got me into like DJing.
That's cool that you've gone back and used samples from those.
Oh fuck yeah! I mean,
it's remained with you.
If I ever get successful in any way, I've got a lot of stories to tell about each track, and a lot of them stem from my stepdad of sort of like getting me my set of decks when I was 8, as we mentioned before in other shows, and my mum, I'd
really like to meet your stepdad.
Yeah, he's. Yeah, them two, they're great. They're
both. Yeah, your mum as well, not just your. Sorry, Tom's mum. I don't want to.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Another thing.
Lisa, if you're listening, I would love to meet you.
I haven't shown her these because she'd be like, I can't believe my son's got that much of a potty mouth. But at the end of the day, my stepdad.
I'm not going to show my mum this. My brothers have heard it, but my mum's not.
Yeah, there's code, and I mean, if the thing is though, if she goes, Tom, you've got a dirty potty mouth, I'm going to go, that's fine. Darren, stepdad's. All the words under the sun. Of course I'm going to say these words. It's just words. I don't know if everyone's so offended by, oh my God, you said fuck. Yeah, don't like it. Fuck off. Like, I don't, it's just the words, you know, it's the same as hello, what, shit.
Share.
Hello. I've already said hello, minus the H. But yeah, so, you know, anyway, but back to like the sort of upbringing of music, I think that's important. Like any musician out there would be a really fun conversation to have about any of your favourite DJs or musicians. You know, from like High Contrast to The Doors, like Jim Morrison, like such a big difference. But hearing their parents' inspiration would be like to see how they got to that level. And I kind of like I like a lot of older people's music. You know, my friend, correct me if I'm wrong, Pete Hills. His dad went to Woodstock. And Ivy's auntie's boyfriend.
Dogs, cats, our cousin's mum.
Brother's best friend's goldfish pet, whatever. He saw Nirvana at Reading.
Goldfish is a pet.
Yeah, man. It's like Klaus from American Dad. He talks in that. He can tell the story. But yeah, no, so he's seen like Daft Punk and Nirvana. And it's like the further you go back, you hear people and you're like, you've seen them. And it's like...
Well, what if you think that... what Ivy may even say in the future... She may be like, oh my God, you've seen...
Oh, so many.
Pendulum. Or you've seen the Prodigy even. That's going to become one. Because R.I.P. Keith Flint...
She was 2 years old and she'd be like, Daddy, Flaming World's on fire.
That sounded Irish then. Daddy, world's on fire.
Clearly not my kids, but, you know, no, she'd just be like... Ivy, she used to talk like she was from Bristol when I was like... From Essex. Both your parents from Essex. You'd be like, my name's Ivy. I was like, where did you get that from? You're watching too much, I can't remember his name, but it's some kids show with a farmer dude, so I'm just thinking maybe, you know, she's influenced by him. She's not from Bristol. She's Essex, but she just talks like, my name's Ivy. No, it's Ivy. Ivy, yeah? But, talking the other day about how different accents are from such a small... If you think about the map of the world, Manchester to London,
I asked this. I
difference.
work with my friend Natasha. She's French.
I know,
and I asked her, is there such a difference in dialect in France, such close together? So you think how small England is?
Like Birmingham to London or even Essex to London.
It's not very far.
Not at all.
And she said
in the grand scheme of the world, it's a pinprick.
She said there isn't that... There is obviously difference from like completely north, completely south, but it's pretty much in the same.
I don't understand the difference.
Why is it that... obviously, I don't know about other countries. I've only heard from French there, but why is England so diverse in accents with such close proximity? It's weird.
England, one thing I'm proud of. So when I was growing up in New Zealand, I moved to New Zealand when I was 13 and I moved back when I was 15. And it was like a nice little sort of experience to have, like a lot of band days and... the time when you start noticing girls and just being... It was just a fun time to be a teenager, but I'm really happy I moved back to London because New Zealand's lovely, but like London, you've just got...
It's everything in one.
It's everything, and it's like, you know, you go down the road, you go to Birmingham, you go to Manchester, you go to Scotland. It's all Scotland's far. I drove my parents' dog to Scotland once for 12 hours. He screamed the whole way. And
Why did you drive your parents' dog to Scotland?
Well, they moved back from Australia, and they were like, "Can you drive Alfie back?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." So I did it, and he was in the back going, "Oh!" for 12 hours, and I was just at the end of it. I wanted to get 2 spoons and scoop my eyes out and eat them. I was just so stressed out. But then that night though, he saw his mum and dad, and he was like, "Tom drove me here. I'm sleeping with him tonight." We little spoon, me and Alfie. Not a spoon, like just more of like I laid upward, like Scarface style, and he was just chilling on me. It's a bit weird if you're spooning a dog, innit? But
what's wrong with spooning a dog?
Fair enough. Cool. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Some people out
dogs-
there like, that's a bit weird, and some people are like, I'm spooning my dog right now.
No, I definitely.
These days, you've got to watch out what you're talking about because everyone's offended by anything. People are offended by spooning a dog and not spooning a dog.
By spooning a dog.
Yeah,
because that's.
Some people go, that's cruel. Or some people go, I'm doing it now. And it's like, no matter what you do, you're offending someone by spooning a dog, not spooning a dog. It's bullshit.
Well, anyway, I think
bring in the next track because it's going to be another 5 hours until we get to it. So
we're going to move on to 2020 now. So we went decades. Now we're going to My Liquid right here, right now. It's happening.
Is your last
Get
track
hype.
going to be when?
No. My last track's going to be
T1000s have taken over, and it's all like dubstep, but with Terminator laser sounds.
Oh, that would be a sick music video for a dubstep track.
What?
You take Terminator and you just make it synthwave.
It's been done. It's been done
stuff.
because it's Earth. Everything. You go on YouTube and type something, it will be there. So we should probably have that out.
Anyway,
play this one.
We're going to bring in Alix Perez. You know I love a bit of Alix.
This sounds
Perez.
more. Yeah. Go on.
This is my kind of stuff. This is Concrete, brought out in 2020. Here we go. Alix Perez, Concrete, 2020 off 1985 music.
That's confusing.
I know.
2020, 1985. It's like Back to the Future. Another time travel. This is the most time traveling. Do you know what I'm expecting, right? As this show's gone on, are you Captain Caveman and me? So we're going even further back in time. Do you know what I'm expecting right now to happen? I'm expecting. So as this show's gone on, we've got more into time travel. We're in the last track after this next one. I'm expecting me and you to walk in like future suits and be like, if they do,
Dude, That reminds me of a show.
Dude, that happened. I'm like, what?
No. That reminds me of a show. So, anyone my age, do you remember? I think it was called Jeopardy on CBBC. Jeopardy. Yeah. So basically, I remember thinking this is quite an adult-themed show for CBBC, right?
Go on.
Because I was only about, I'd say, 7 to 9 age, around then. Basically, what happened was a group of students go on a trip. So it's a school trip.
Oh God.
To
a school trip
some
or just
random
a general
place.
trip?
School trip. So they get together and they go.
But they took acid on the school trip, yeah.
No, let me finish. Dude, this is so creepy, but it was so good. And I remember every time it got into the beefiness of the episode, I had to leave for school.
Oh,
do you hate that? Like, you're watching a show and it's like,
Mom,
we got to go now.
Frieza and Goku are about to fight. I've got to...
Every single time they would have, so I always watch the beginning and I'd miss the end. Always.
That's bollocks.
But anyway.
Get up earlier. Or
what happened
watch it when you get home.
happened was, they go on a school trip to some random place and they... basically, I can't remember.
I'm going to interrupt you there, by the way. Alix Perez, who's he?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Literally, immediately. Yeah, no, I know. You're right.
Going, excuse me.
No, you're doing a me.
Let's go. Yeah, exactly.
So, double standards.
Here we go. Anyway, Jeopardy. They end up, I don't know if they're hunting aliens, but they find aliens. And aliens are twins. So anyone who's a twin is an alien.
Oh, my God.
It's really creepy that they'll see, I remember there was a little rowing boat in a lake, and they look over and there's 2 little twin girls on it, and they're like, oh my God, it's aliens.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, at the end of it, 2 of them survive out of the group of however many, and they manage to get back in time somehow, and they open the door to the classroom they were in and walk in and go to the group of them, don't go on that school trip. And
that is terrifying.
They see themselves like telling them, don't go on the school trip. And I remember seeing the end of it, like, I've just missed the entire series because I went to school. And I remember seeing the end, like, that was the sickest ending I've ever seen. I hadn't seen any of the whole thing.
Time travel's ridiculous. Do you believe in time travel? Do you think you can do that?
Well, have you seen those pictures of, I remember seeing one of, like...
the hipster in...
Mesut Ozil. I think it's Mesut. He's a German football player.
Okay.
And it was him, but now, and it was a picture taken in, like, the 1920s of a guy who was just spitting in.
Yeah, I mean you can have people spitting in. Look at Chad Smith and Will Ferrell. Boom,
Chad Smith and Will Ferrell.
Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So it's like.
Have you seen? There's a gig.
Saturday Night Live, and then they come out and do the.
No, there's a gig where everyone kept going. You look like Will Ferrell, and he just walked off stage.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah.
When I saw Chili Peppers, actually, I saw them at Reading. They opened with "Can't Stop," and it was like. Anticipation, drummer comes out. Building. Instead of that, it was the PA cut, and it was like, it was the most perfect / imperfect timing, and the gig was just ruined. And it was like
the whole gig was ruined. They couldn't.
I mean, they still did it, but it was kind of like
you've lost the build.
They were so pumped and after that, so I was like, fuck. And it happens, but it was just like at the same time, it was almost like the most impressive timing.
Yeah,
but. It wasn't good timing.
Wow.
But,
anyway,
we should. I was going to go about the whole Chad Smith thing. So I play drums and I love Chad Smith. But you know what? Alix Perez is getting no slice of any cake right here. So Sam, talk about Alix Perez. Stop us from getting sued.
Alix Perez.
Stop from you getting sued. I'm definitely getting sued.
So the amount of time I've said so.
Sam, just stop getting sued. And I'm joking, man. I'm getting sued again.
Alix Perez is the inspiration for the phrase that Tom and I coined during one of our trial podcasts many moons ago, tight minimal liquid.
Do you know what I'm going to call my show? I've been itching to tell you this since the beginning of the show.
Loose, large.
Close. It is loose. It's loose maximum gas. Yeah,
dude, that's an album name.
Yeah. We can do like a compilation.
Gas.
Compilation B, which is time minimum liquid, and the other one which is loose maximum gas. And it's like one's very like tight and snappy, and the other one's more fucking. You'll see my style of liquid. Ours is completely different. I like Sam's. I don't fully get it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't They're rollers. They're all rollers. They're good, but they're rollers.
But that's liquid can't necessarily, it can't be a banger. Then it's not liquid.
See, I disagree.
No, because then it will become, it's not liquid anymore. Liquid is the ethereal, atmospheric sound.
Yeah, but then you've got tracks like...
No, but it comes from the pads, the smooth.
Yeah, it still comes from the tracks, but pads, but it's a banger. For example, I'm going to give you a little insight of what I'm going to play.
Yeah.
We're talking Hybrid Minds, Touch, bang.
That doesn't have a drop though.
It's a drop in its own way.
No,
It's like a love
but that's
song.
the same thing. It's part of liquid.
It is liquid.
It's a roller. Touch is not a banger.
Yeah,
Touch
but
is a
okay, if you
roller.
go to a rave and you play some rollers and you hear that one, everyone's like, yes, Touch.
Yeah.
Or you've got Ultraviolet by Fred V and Graphics, or...
Yeah, but Fred V and Graphics, like their biggest... They've got
They
instrumentation.
do. Again, they're not
drum and
necessarily
bass.
liquid. They are liquid drum and bass.
Yeah.
More drum and bass, sorry.
Yeah.
But like
Touch
Spectral
is the
Soul...
worst example you
It
could
is,
say.
it is, but I said, yeah, you know what I mean, like Spectral Soul, there's tracks that come on, like Birdie Wings on the remix special. That is a liquid track, but it's still got that, like, you play it.
It's
and you're
got
like,
the
yo.
hook that everyone knows.
Exactly, yes, what I'm saying.
Remembering it.
Okay, that's it.
You're
So
just
this
saying
isn't
this because
necessarily...
you haven't heard that before, so you're saying, oh, this isn't my liquid because you haven't heard it before.
No,
You
no,
used
fair
to
enough.
say that everyone's like, that concrete comes on, they're like, oh, hell yeah, concrete's on.
True. I'm not really following that, but yeah, I mean, these are more rollers than they are the big...
Dude,
you
Touch
would
is a
mix-
roller.
Nah.
Birdie Wings is a roller.
Nah.
Yes, they are. They are.
Disagreement.
Oh my God.
The first
Julia,
disagreement.
sort us out a poll.
A poll?
A poll, is Touch a roller or not?
No.
Yes, it is. Touch is a roller.
Let's do an experiment. We'll do it. We'll both do a
Fine.
set each.
So we'll both do a set each, and we both try and drop into Touch. So that the build-up comes and Touch happens,
Cool.
and you see if it's hype or not.
Who do we take this to?
To the audience.
Mate, should we go forward in the future to when
Let me ask
Skynet
myself
take
in the
over, and then we'll
future,
ask
yeah.
Liquid in the Terminator films and say, "What do you think?" And he's like,
Do you know? Quick, obviously,
Ask him.
loads of people probably knew this already. NetSky
"Go on."
is Skynet backwards.
It is,
Netsky, yeah.
I didn't think about it, but it kind of is
thought
obvious.
about
but sometimes-
now?
Yeah, so fucking Nesky, man.
Well, we'll ask our resident DJ JRE.
Resident DJ.
Resident
With our
DJ
little
JRE.
crew. We're gonna. So we're basically something we spoke about this week is like we've got this whole.
Anyway, shout out JRE. Got a mix on Mixcloud right now.
This one goes out to my girl JRE. Do you know what I mean? She's sitting right next to me.
JRE.
And she's keeping it G, and she
Oh.
can't help herself. So it's fucked up the last one, didn't I? Self and G do not rhyme.
Nah.
But I don't need to. So
You're not an
whatever.
MC, so don't worry
I'm
about
just
it.
being I'm not trying to rap. I'm just being a generous guy. I'm just saying you well done, Julia. Do you know what I mean? Keep it up. Keep it the hard work, baby. But yeah. So I forgot again. We're talking about Skynet. We're back to the end of the world and time travel again.
Which is basically what Skynet did.
What?
End of the world, time travel.
Yeah, they really fucked the world
Terminator
up.
covers
The bit
all
when Sarah
bases.
Connor's up against the fence and she's like, no! And then the fucking bomb goes off and she just melts and you're like, what? That's dark. In a playground. In films, you don't kill dogs and you don't kill kids. Terminator did it all. Killed the world. Loads of dogs.
Do you want to
loads of
see
kids.
something impressive for those who care about VFX?
Go on.
The latest Terminator film, they have...
Genesis.
I think it's...
Oh, I haven't watched it because
but they have a shot showing John Connor as a kid from Judgment Day.
Nice.
But it's completely VFX, and he looks like he's an actor there, but he's completely computer generated.
That's cool.
And he looks just like the kid who played it back in the 90s for Judgment Day.
Edward Furlong.
Is that his name?
American History X.
Really?
Boom. Great film. Yeah, great.
Is that his- I'm surprised. Wow, I'm impressed that you've... I kind of don't believe that you just made up a name there because
You've got a smartphone. You can search that shit, and let's do a little deal. If I get it wrong, you got to give me a $5, or no, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. A $5 or Milky Bar, both pretty
I'll
solid.
give you a Milky Bar any day.
Safe, because it's cheaper than a $5. You can get one for a pound.
anyway,
like a big one.
we'll
I don't want
move
like
on.
I don't want a penny one. I want a
We
fucking
will
big slab.
move on to my final track, which is my favourite, all-time favourite liquid drum and bass producer of
Elton
all
John,
time.
Rocket Man, bring it in.
Elton John.
It's a fat liquid roller. Trust me.
My all-time favourite producer, GLXY.
Britney Spears, Toxic.
Tom has a story to tell about GLXY after it's finished. So get ready, Tom. This is Lucid GLXY. GLXY.
My favourite chocolate bar. Well, it's not. Milky Bar is, but the Galaxy's
Lucid.
definitely second. It's a good chocolate. There's a lot of people out there going, Galaxy's dope.
Stop talking over my favourite drum and bass producers of all time.
Do it and then we'll
John
talk about chocolate
and
afterwards.
Tom GLXY.
Oh, Galaxy's banging. The ones that ain't, the minstrels without the shit on the outside.
Oh my god, you're still...
I can't remember what they're called, but they're good. Just basically
GLXY
straight to the point.
counters.
Yes, banging. You should, GLXY, if you listen to me, you're not, but you should make a track called Minstrels, Counters. You got the one with the cookie crumble shit in it. Cookie crumble.
Actually, GLXY Cookie Crumble is well good. Oh, that reminds me of being teenager again.
I'm just eating Galaxy.
Just GLXY Cookie Crumble.
Mate,
so good.
Good times. Do you know the amount of joy Galaxy's giving you? I mean, I don't mind Galaxy. Don't get me wrong. I don't follow it, but I like the tracks.
Do you remember the adverts that were really it'll be a woman. She's just like got back from work. She puts her feet up and puts a bit of
smiles and
goes,
shit, and it's like
Galaxy.
Yeah, it's like no one does that. They eat it and go. Nom, nom, nom,
It was
in real life.
like,
Yeah, and then in the show they like laugh and smile. It's like you're not that happy. No one in adult life who's living by themselves is that happy. They're always like, oh, there's some sort of problem.
No, that's because you're not eating GLXY. If you were eating GLXY,
No, I've eaten Galaxy and I haven't been that happy. I've been like, this is good, but I haven't gone. My life is changed. Like,
to be fair, I haven't eaten GLXY in that like way as an adult. The last time I had Galaxy Cookie Crumble was as a teenager.
Galaxy as an adult.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's like Galaxy and then hardcore Galaxy. And it's like, as an adult, you're like, I ain't got to it because it's too hardcore.
But anyway,
bring Galaxy. He's going to be pissed off.
They.
Not the chocolate. It is they.
No.
It's two, isn't it?
It's two.
I met them.
And Tom. Did you meet both?
Yeah, it was when I went. I can't remember.
I thought you met one of them.
I mean, I realised.
So anyway, tell the story. Tell the story now.
Well, it was. I can't remember the venue, but it was. Fuck. I was with my mate Peter Hills. Big shout out to Peter Hills, dirty man. I can't remember what it was. It's bugging me, but it was great. It was. I think there was BC Comics.
Oh, you saw BC, man.
Galaxy, and I actually had a little skank with D-Bridge, which was pretty cool. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and just have a little chat with D-Bridge. But it was just like I met Galaxy and a little chat with them at the bar, and they were just really nice guys. They're really cool.
What was the event you went to? I remember you telling me.
Can't remember. It's bugging me. But I tell you what did happen. I went. It was downstairs in the basement, and the bar was upstairs. And I was quite drunk, and I pulled the banister to pull myself up, and I pulled the banister off the fucking wall. I'm quite a heavy guy. Actually, it happened before. I did some pull-ups at my mates. You know, you get those brackets that you put on the door. I did one pull-up and ripped the door.
You're about to do a flex right now. Oh yeah, one time I pulled some gym equipment down. Fucking
I'm bare hard than that. I'm just a heavy guy. My daughter's heavy. My mum.
I'm so heavy.
She got really drunk. I'm so heavy.
Isn't that
I'm so tune.
Yeah.
But I'm like heavier than I look, and I did it, and I just pulled the door frame off. I was like,
whoops.
I've broke your door frame, and it's like that for me is like shit. I broke it. For him, he's like, who the fuck fits a door frame? Like who'd you call? Not Ghostbusters. Door frame specialist. Never had to look in ever for that. Yeah. So sorry. But then with the banister thing, pull the banister off, and everyone was like, "What have you done?" I was like, I'm sorry, man. I can't help that. I'm like Thor. I can't help it. Just
you were just skanking too hard to.
So hard.
Galaxy.
I was skanking. My skanking was going so hard, it's like vibrating the air, and then it twisted the screws and it fell out. That's man. No. Back to the gig thing though, really good gig, and I had a little chat with them.
Well, you say you can't remember. From what I told you, from what you told me after you went, it was like a sort of mates and friends of mates knowing, like, so it's within the community of drum and bass, a sort of showcase of tunes.
See, Pete would.
It was on a Sunday, so it was like.
No, it was a weekend. I think it was a Wednesday.
You told me it was a Sunday. You went on a Sunday, and it was like you wasn't going crazy. It was just them playing their tunes, and just within the community, like everyone would just like listen to their tunes, the latest tunes they're playing.
Maybe I called you on a Sunday.
Maybe you did.
Maybe I called you on a Monday and was like yesterday, but no, this was in a weeknight, and I was it was really nice. It was just like nice having a few drinks. That's mad you met
Galaxy, because they are my all-time favourite drum and bass producers. Galaxy, if you're listening.
It's really pervy. Back to the pervy thing before. How you open it with like, hello, Galaxy.
Welcome to the stage.
Do you know what Sam's going to do as his future career?
I feel like Ollie Douglas would like that intro.
He would, yeah. That says him all over. He's thinking, guys, don't talk that about me, because that makes it sound bad. Like, I picture Sam's going to be, when he's older, is going to be like a Santa Claus in a shopping mall. Like, come sit on my knee. That's fucked. Sorry. Just, you know what I mean? You guys.
Anyway, back to Galaxy.
And I love the word anyway.
What were they like? Because I want to know.
I mean, they were probably just like, I don't care what you've got to say. I don't care about your shitty. I don't care that you're here and you're. Oh yeah, I make music.
No. Because this would have been a friends of friends thing. Like everyone.
No. That's the vibe I got. But I mean, I'm not blaming them. At the end of the day, if you get, I mean, imagine how many times to me, my experience with them is just saying, I didn't mention I make music, but I was just like, hey, I didn't even know they were Galaxy till Pete pointed it out, and I was like, oh, fair enough. That's the guy Sam likes. We just had a little chat and then he went. But from my view, it's like I've met Galaxy, but from their view, we just met some other twat talking bollocks.
I don't think they would have done that. They seem like humble guys.
No, they were. But I'm saying like,
get them on. We'll get Galaxy on.
Yeah, I mean, I've got their numbers and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'll go Galaxy. I've got GLXY and I've got C, and then we do like a group call and it's Galaxy, and it's good, man.
But anyway, they've just released an album, I think this year.
Is it called Solar System or Universe? Milky Way?
Oh my god.
This is really. Do you know what I've just figured out? This has been a time travel heavy and chocolate heavy show. We talk about time travel and chocolate.
I say I listened to it today because I'm a super fan of Galaxy, but for some reason I've just put off listening to their album because I wasn't in the right mood. Have you ever had that where you've like an artist you love and you've listened to them all through their career, but they bring out something and you're like, I'm not going to listen to it yet because I'm not in the right space?
You've got. It's almost like there's a story I told my mate the other day. Actually, I used to have barbecue sauce in my drawer at uni, and they were like, why is there barbecue sauce in your drawer? And I was like, because you never know when you're going to eat barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
And then my housemate Yankee came in. She's like, Tom, there's some leftover pizza here. And I was like, safe. Walked out. A few seconds later, came back in.
That is
and
exactly
got my
the kind of story we want on this podcast.
Exactly. Nothing weird, sexual.
No,
just
when it involves safe.
Exactly. Okay, cool. Right, cool. We're on the right lines then. But yeah, so I left the room to go get some pizza, and I was like, barbecue sauce is in the cupboard. Another time at uni as well, someone gave me a cherry bakewell, and I was like,
safe.
I'm not having this. Yeah, it was safe. It was a safe move. Cheers. I can't remember who it was, but cheers. And I was like, I'm not ready yet.
Shout out to my nan. Julie can vouch. Best cherry bakewells. Come say it.
Fair play.
Come say it.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of my garland.
Best cherry bakewells I've ever
I was
had.
in Chelsea, obviously. And, best bakewells I've ever had in my life. Oh yeah, definitely.
Shout out
basically,
Pauline.
the point is that it's like you got to wait for the right time, and that cherry bakewell sat on my side. Do you know how long for? 5 days.
Oh,
it went a bit
that's gross,
stale.
dude.
It went a bit stale, but I was like,
You've missed the opportunity there. You've missed the boat.
I was a uni stoner, and it made
Food is
sense
food.
then. Yeah, the point is, I had it, and it was like, you could go, I'm in the mood for it, you go, it still doesn't connect. And it's the same thing with the GLXY thing. You listen to an album, like, for example, when The Prodigy released Days My Enemy, they did it on iTunes to stream the night before.
So you couldn't download yet?
Yeah, it was to stream it, and I was like, it was just like, I had to get in the right zone.
Wait, was that on iTunes then? iTunes been around for that long.
iTunes, what? That was only 5 years ago.
Sorry, I'm thinking that's way older
What
album.
are you thinking of?
I was thinking Before Invaders Must Die album.
What, like, how was that numbered?
Yeah,
Fat of the Land?
Fat of the Land I was thinking of.
Yeah,
anyway,
97.
ignore me.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
iTunes is probably a thing back in 97, but just not as, you know. But yeah, basically it's like, it's all about the timing's right. You've got to wait.
Well, I will get to my point with that is I put off listening to their album for months. And today I was like, okay, I've done the sound checks for our latest setup. Go follow us on Instagram for the latest setup. It
looks good.
It
It
looks
looks really
sick,
good,
man.
yeah.
And
We've
we're going to do a
started
comparison from when we first started to how we are now. We've come a long way.
We've come
a
a long
lot
way.
of money has been spent on this.
Millions, yeah. I'm like Tommy Wiseau from The Room. I've got this like mysterious like millions, and I've just spent so much. What I spent the millions on was this DJ Control. Sam's
You mean Sam spent the millions on...
No, it was me. I'm Tommy Wiseau.
Anyway,
my name's Tom, that's
I
why.
put off listening to their album Research and Development, which came out this year, for ages. And today I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to it. First song, amazing. Reminded me
you texted me this. Yeah,
reminded me of 2808 by Nero, the first song on their album.
Nice.
It was atmospheric. It wasn't drum and bass. It was just an ethereal sounding, just wicked intro. Second song,
Epic film score shit.
Research and Development, title track of the album. Listened to it, I was like, oh my God, I've got a bass in my head. And so I just I was
What,
playing.
What, bass guitar grew inside your head and killed you?
Sorry, I was like, I'm going to play some bit of Forza Horizon 4. I think
Nice.
it's 4, not 5. Might be 5. Can't remember. I should know because I played it today. I'll switch that on, listen to some drum and bass, turn it on, listen to the second track, Research and Development. I was like, nope, I'm not playing this anymore. I'm making some tunes. And so I packed it all away and came up with this wicked bass line that I'm working on today. So, haven't even listened to Research and Development, the whole album. I listened to the first two songs.
That is, GLXY, I've got a message for you, mate. That's a strong start.
track.
You've inspired someone with 30 seconds, and you've got an album of like an hour, and you're just like, boom, this guy's going to make some cray shit.
Yeah,
you know
bro.
what I mean? So
stay tuned to my music.
Your music. Wow. What a plug. Hey guys, stay tuned to my music. My tone of voice makes you say no. That sounds awful. It sounds like BBC Radio 5.
I think we should wrap this up despite barely talking about GLXY. We just talked to how much I love GLXY.
All we spoke about was time travel, chocolate, and getting sued.
Yeah, and that is our life, the story of our life.
We're so going to get fucked up. We're going to be living, we're going to be living a really sweet life in the future and then go, yeah, got a letter through the post. Well, it won't be because it'll be the future, so it'll be like, got an email, definitely.
Dude, it won't be an email. Jesus Christ, emails.
More than that. It'll be like, oh yeah, on my planted chip inside my head, I got this information that said, we're going to sue you, motherfucker, man. Getting sued by Terminator, James Cameron and that. Getting sued by all the music, all the chocolate companies. Nestle, you're going to be like...
Nestle.
Keeping the music in there.
Anyway, thank you for tuning in, guys, to the Safety Podcast, Liquid Extraterrestrial Liquid Special.
That's a good name. I'm not going to lie. You saying it back. I wish our podcast was called that. Extraterrestrial. I can't even say it. Extraterrestrial liquid special. Yeah, I like that.
Bars. That's some multi-syllabic bars right there.
Extraterrestrial liquid special.
No, not really. It's one word, but it flows nice. Anyway,
we're going to make a hashtag of extraterrestrial liquid special.
Yeah, that'll be a tag on this one. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Listen on Mixcloud and YouTube because we're on both. If you like both, listen to it twice. Why not?
Listen to it all the time and be like, "That's Tom Slater. What a twat."
And
that's
like,
Sam McGowan.
That's Sam. He's got the facts.
Sam's got the facts and Tom's got just bullshit nonsense, but whatever.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Safety.
Stay safe out there, guys.
Boom.